But what's the importance of a greeting? Isn't this the season where we give everybody greetings? Greeting can set the tone for a conversation. As you just did for me, if someone greets you and responds in a nice manner, conversation's usually going to be pretty good. But then there are other times where a hostile greeting can sometimes end up in a useless conversation because all you're doing is fighting instead of getting somewhere. Then there's another type of greeting, none at all, where someone just comes in and slams into you like the iceberg in the Titanic. Or they just have so much to say that the greeting went out the window and they start on point one. And that type of conversation usually is the person confessing something or saying something that they need to make sure that you understand. So whichever way the conversation goes can all be determined by a greeting. And what do we have in this fourth Sunday of Advent, less than a week now before Christmas? A greeting. So that's what we've got today. It's a greeting. Mary sets out and travels to the hill country in haste to the town of En outside of Jerusalem, where she would enter the house of Zechariah. And what does Luke tell us? She greets Elizabeth. So the opening line of this scene from the visitation is already Mary setting the tone. But the tone would not be set by her word. The tone would be set by the word. Because at this point, she is carrying Jesus. And Elizabeth hears Mary's greeting. Who leaps in Elizabeth's womb? The one who we just spent the last 2 weeks discussing, John the Baptist. Elizabeth's infant leaps in her womb. Why? Because he now realizes that what he is going to proclaim out and say that is greater than he, that he who is the one who is unworthy to untie the sandal straps of Jesus who is coming, has come with the God-bearer, the Theotokos, Our Lady, to greet him. And the infant leaps in her womb for joy, for that greeting, as Elizabeth says, "From the time that your greeting reached my ears, the infant in my womb leapt for joy." And Elizabeth, filled with the Holy Spirit, greets Mary and says, "Blessed are you among women. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb." And that's the fulfillment on earth of the message that came, the greeting that came in the Annunciation, where the angel Gabriel, same book, chapter before, looks at Our Lady and says, "Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with you." If you put the two greetings together, it's the first half of the Hail Mary. And it's our greeting to Our Lady. Every time we say those words, whether it be in the rosary, whether it be in a prayer to Our Lady, whatever the situation may be, that's the greeting we give her. Hail, full of grace, and we know that that is Mary. The Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, and we know who the fruit is, Jesus. So what does that have to do with Advent? Awesome question. Let's unpack that now. Now that we understand what this whole concept of the greeting between Elizabeth and Mary is, and the greeting that Mary would receive from the Lord, what's the thread that puts that all together? Love. And that's the theme of this weekend's readings. Love. For who is the fulfillment of love? Jesus. Who is coming upon us in rapid form in 5 to 6 days, depending on which calendar you're using today? Jesus. And he is the fulfillment of love. The visitation is an encounter of love. Show me in the visitation where Elizabeth and Mary had an argument. Won't find it. Show me in the visitation where Mary just barrel rolled over Elizabeth's greeting and started telling her all her problems. That didn't happen either. Show me in the visitation where Elizabeth looks at Mary and says, "Can't you see I'm pregnant? Leave me alone." That didn't happen either. It was an encounter of love. An encounter of love for the Holy Spirit who filled Our Lady with the power of the Word is now greeted by humanity in turn in love. And Elizabeth shows us how we are to greet what is coming upon us in a few short days. In love. What is your relationship with the Lord? Is it one of these fine greetings that I brought up? Or is it the greeting that we need to greet Him with? Love. For Jesus comes to you and I in a multitude of ways. He greets our lives every day. He greeted your life in love this morning when you opened your eyes and came here to Mass. He greets you in a beautiful way when you close your eyes at the end of the day, thanking Him for what you may have done and asking for forgiveness for the times in which you haven't been faithful to Him. Those are greetings in love. And He knocks on the door of our hearts and says, "Let this love into the manger that I really want to be in." And that's your heart. These are superficial, they're beautiful, and I love them. And you'll see me praying here quite a bit in the Christmas season. I implore you to do the same. But the real manger that Christ wants to come into today is the manger of your heart. And that's where His love begins. And that's where He wants His love to reside forever. So when we greet His mother, "Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb," we do this with love. Nothing else. Because that is what God gives to us. And as we receive Him in this Eucharist, this Advent season has to give us now the opportunity. It implores us, it begs us to let the love of Christ come to you so that you can be filled with joy the way Elizabeth was, the way John the Baptist was, the way Our Lady was, and still are. For Christ is coming, and He's coming without delay. Let us receive Him with the love that He wants to bring to the world yet again.